Cool. So, good day. Today I'm here with my navigator Lindo. Hello, Lindo.
Everyone, I'll be the navigator of today's session.
Alright, cool. So, today we went through chapter 13, mining text to find meaningful data. So yeah, basically in this chapter we're covering how to format text data using string functions. So you do that using case formatting, like removing characters with like the trim statement, extracting and replacing characters with substring statements and all of that. Then we also went into how regex works. So it's basically piece of syntax that helps you format specific data and to make sure that the data is valid in your database. And also TS vector that basically helps with searching specific words in like your columns and stuff like that. That's TS vector, right? That's what it does. It helps with searching. Remember what David went through? Lindo.
TX vector. I don't remember using TX vector. When did you use that?
Oh yeah, TS
query.
I was asking
okay.
what. Yeah, I was busy asking what is this thing because apparently it helps you search for a specific word in like like in the text, in like your text formatted data. Yeah, but we'll get to that. Yeah. But anyway, so I did my own quick activity over here. So I created a table over here, messages. So in this table, I'm inserting different messages, and the values are formatted differently. As you can see here, it has spaces at the beginning and at the end. Here it uses capital letters and all of that. So they're all formatted differently, so we can work with it properly and demonstrate. So firstly, let me select. So here's my table over here. So the different messages and the IDs. So this is an example of case formatting using upper and lower. So over here we want to retrieve all this data but as uppercase letters. So when I select that, these turn into uppercase. I'll do that using upper and then replace message, the name of the data, the name of the table in parentheses. Then here I'm using lower to make all the values lowercase. Then init cap statement over here is capitalizing the first letter, right, of the words in my database or in my table. So when I run that, you can see they change. So the first letters of the values change to uppercase. Then here I use length to basically check the length of the strings in my tables. So for all of these values, I'm going to check the length of the strings and return that. And then it returns in an integer, as an integer data type, it returns the length. So how many letters are in the string over there. Then trim statement is basically just to remove specific characters from my values. So that basically is, it's basically removing like the white spaces. So for instance, like over here, you can see the white spaces here. So when you use trim, it just removes that and then it's formatted properly after that. I have this select replace statement. This is gonna replace specific value with an empty string over here. So basically these, you can look at this this value over here, which basically has underscores. So we're gonna replace those underscores with just a space over there using replace. So when I run that, you can see over here that the underscores are removed. Then substring. So substring just basically retrieve specific or set of strings within your string, like specific letters within your string, right? And you do that by placing the substring statement here. Then in parentheses, we use from, and then I believe this is some form of indexing. So you'll say like 1, 4, 5. So to basically get like the first 5 characters of the string, basically. So you can see here we retrieve the first 5 characters of the string. Then this is another example of substring as well. So basically we're gonna get the first 4 characters of this string. So we'll retrieve post over here. So when we run that, you get post. So yeah, the other examples work pretty much the same. Then let's see, regex. So how do you think we could define a regex exactly, Alindo? So it's basically like it helps to like format your data, right? Or it makes sure that your data is valid, like and stuff like that.
Okay, so regex, I can say it's used to manipulate text. So it's used when you're dealing with data validation.
Yeah.
So when you're using, maybe you wanna replace text, you wanna split strings, but it just has to do with text manipulating, stacking, matching. Remember we had that method whereby we can match. I don't know if you can scroll up.
I don't know if I have it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that method from the book. Yeah, whereby you can now say regex underscore match original text with this string of mine.
Let me see your
And let
screen,
me share my
please.
screen. Okay, you can view my screen.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay,
Oh,
so we have, yeah. So
okay.
you can say regex match the original text. Original text is now one of the texts that are in this table, the crime reports. So we're matching it what with this, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, so that's the format that it should match to. Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
Yes. So it's just like for mining text, as the topic of this chapter says. It's mining. What is it called?
Mining text, mining.
Yeah, it's mining text to find meaningful data.
Yeah, okay. Okay, makes sense. Alright, cool. So over here, I am basically ensuring that messages start with this specific characters, hello. So that's a form of using regex. So when I retrieve that, then I get this over here. Then this over here is getting messages that end in an exclamation mark over here, and then I get this back over here. Then here I am getting messages that contain digits. So if I insert this, then I'm gonna retrieve messages that have specific digits over here. So yeah, then okay, yeah, so I also use the regex match, but over here I use the regex replace, right? So for instance here, with the regex match, it is extracting words starting with R over here. So it has to match this specific data format over here. But as you can see, I don't have any messages that start with R. Maybe if I add, let's see. So then as soon as I use regex match, then it's gonna basically check the format and check if there's basically messages that have the letter R contained within it. Then okay, I don't know why this is not working. It's not showing the specific message. But wait,
what do you mean it's not working?
So I inserted this message over here, right? Then when I try to retrieve words that have the letter R, or maybe because it's lowercase, let me see. Let's see. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It doesn't retrieve this. I inserted this string over here. You check, and it has the letter R within it. So this regex match statement is supposed to get what's this, values that have the letter R inside of it, or starting with R basically. But it doesn't show, which is weird. But then okay, I'll get back to that after. But that's basically the main idea of regex. And then to explain tiers vector, yeah, basically I have this table, documents. I've inserted these values here, and firstly I alter the table to add a column named content vector, tiers vector. So after doing that, I'm gonna use this tiers vector method to basically check for this specific string if it's existing within the values basically. So once I update that and I check, for instance here, when I check for this specific string if it exists within the values, it's able to search that because of this double add sign over here, and I'm using tiers query to search for the name or the word learning within the values over there. Then it returns the contents with the word learning within it over here. So that's how that works. And here I'm just using a like, that's from another chapter. And this is just another example of regex, where it is finding messages with capital letters only, right? And this is the format that it checks in order to do that. And yeah, and then it returns this message with full capital letters based off this format. Then yeah, I think I covered it. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to add?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I just couldn't with it.
I'm saying I think I went through all of it, covered it. Is there anything you want to add?
No, you really explained it in detail, eh?
Yeah, I did.